I think people who are doing lots of running and lots of heavy, intense exercise, Pilates is really beneficial because you can work all the deep muscles that aren't necessarily working when you're, lifting big weights or doing long runs. But Pilates as well is a brilliant rehab and mobilizing form of exercise. So if you perhaps just don't do much at all, just doing or have back pain or aches and pains, Pilates is perfect for everyone, really.
What are the main differences and similarities with yoga? Because
I knew you were going to ask that, Beth.
Well, because I've only ever tried a Pilates class once, and actually I was quite surprised that it is essentially a completely different discipline.
Yeah, I mean, it's the classic question, what's the difference between yoga and Pilates?
I didn't ask it in that
You
voice.
fell into that, Beth.
But no, they are very different. The connection really is, it's still all about mind-body connection. You can have a lot of mindfulness around it. You're still concentrating on your breath, but you are toning your strengthening muscles. Not that you're not doing that in yoga, but there's more of an emphasis on that. It's less about relaxation, although it can be equally about relaxation, but more about working and isolating muscles and different muscle groups.
So the idea is then on late lunch over the coming months, you're going to talk us through some Pilates exercises. Christy and I are going to have a go at some of them. There may be some video evidence. We'll decide on that.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
As and when. Are there any contraindications for anyone listening? Any people who really shouldn't embark on this without speaking to a medical professional?
Not necessarily. If you're pregnant after sort of going into the T2, you should watch yourself in certain exercises and would probably need someone just to guide you through certain things. If you have severe spinal issues, like spondylolisthesis and things that cause a lot of pain. But I mean, if you've got that, you know yourself that you should get some specialist help. But other than that, especially the stuff that I think we're going to have a little go at, everyone can have a go at, and just obviously if you feel any pain, just stop. But other than that, you're good to go.
Okay, so is there something you could talk us through now as a sort of an introductory class?
Definitely. So one of the first things I like to talk about when we have beginner Pilates students is just about the breathing. So it's one of Joseph Pilates' main principles, and it's different to the normal everyday breath. So if you would put your hands on your belly, and we'll just do some normal belly breaths. So this is, you normally breathe in, your belly expands, and you breathe out and your belly goes in a little bit. And that's what we call a belly breath. Nice relaxing breath. Your abdominals are really nice and loose, and everything hang low. And it's something you might like to do.
It's not too low, just so you know.
Might like you to do before you go to bed or when you're stretching. But if we pop our hands on the back of our ribs, wherever feels comfortable, so you can just flex your hands or curve them around the back of the ribs, and this is what we call lateral breathing. So as you breathe in, you want to breathe into the back of your hands and let the rib cage expand, and as you breathe out, you want to let the rib cage come back in and draw your abdominal muscles towards the spine, and that's really important.
Really feel that.
So you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and what we're doing is engaging those abdominal muscles, drawing towards the spine as you exhale. So as I say, this is lateral breathing. Oh, it sounds very meditative, doesn't it? Lateral breathing, and it's really helping us engage our abdominal muscles, which is protecting the spine and getting really good core strength throughout all of the Pilates exercises. So it's kind of a little bit of a core for your core throughout the exercises.
Do you know what I feel like that would be good for as well? Is because I've started listening to that Calm app. It's like a mindfulness thing, which is sort of inspired by Mike Hewley. And one of the things that's on there is that if you're having a stressful day, do a breathing exercise. That would be perfect, because even if you sat at your desk in the office, if you're having a bit of stress, that's a really good way of, like you're saying, bringing back a bit of mindfulness, but at the same time, sort of connecting with yourself, but a little bit of strength exercise too.
And I think that self-touch as well is really helpful, because you can just feeling that inhale, exhale is quite interesting. And we all breathe normally in one way throughout our lives, and just varying that up and trying different ways of breathing can be really beneficial.
I think I can do that one then. We're okay. So
we've got the breath.
First one.
I probably wouldn't call that an exercise, but
no.
it's the basis of an exercise. So
Start as gently.
We'll call that a Pilates practice. It's good for a first one.
Yeah,
That's good for
it's
a
not
first
bad.
one.